Alright, so for our second module, we'll be discussing about code structure. So as per the objectives, after discussing this topic, you should be able to, first item, we will understand the functions of each of the three main parts of a HTML code. So later on, we're gonna identify again what are the three main parts of a HTML code. So nagawa na natin yan in our first experiment. Pero better yet, atin uling i-reiterate para magkaroon ng retention sa bawat isa po sa atin. And then i-apply natin yung ating natutunan to write a simple HTML code for a single key. Na ginawa na rin naman po natin yan in our first experiment. So again, this is another reference that you could use. Of course, we do have a lot of references available online. So feel free to use them. And nag-check din naman ako sa library. Meron din po doon na available na books na pwede nyo pong basahin if you would like. So this is more of circuit design with HDL by Volney A. Pedroni. So as for the topics, ayan, so pag-uusapan natin yung fundamental HDL units, yun nga yung three main parts. Again, we have three main parts, library, entity, and then the architecture. So ito yung mahalaga na tandaan natin kapag nagko-code po tayo sa HDL. And then I'll be showing you again another example of gate which is NAND gate, coded using VHDL. So let's define once more ano bang ibig sabihin ng fundamental VHDL units. So first we have the library. Basically, from the name itself, library, it contains a list of libraries to be used in the design. Sabi ko nga sa inyo nung last time, by default, meron naman pong binibigay na suggested library si Xilinx ISE, which is not available in other simulator. Kaya nga suggestion ko sa inyo, kahit na mahirap i-install, kahit na challenging in your part to install Xilinx ISE, so yun pa rin yung ini-install natin kasi convenience din yun para sa ating mga users. So aside from the library, syempre kailangan natin ng entity. Again, the counterpart of entity sa Verilog is module that specifies the input-output pins of the circuit. So andun yung port declaration na ginagawa po natin before sa Verilog. And then the main body or the main part as well for the HDL is of course the architecture. Diba? It contains the code proper that describes how the circuit should function. So basically, ito yung most important part ng lahat ng ating gagawing HDL design. And as you know, if we're using Xilinx ISE, etong first two items, actually hindi mo na to problema, di ba? Laging yung pangatlo lang yung concern natin, the architecture. So let's proceed now discussing about library declarations. So basically, VHDL contains a list of libraries that are needed to be used in the design. In order for us to declare a library, we use the following syntax. So hindi natin namamalayan pero yung Xilinx ISE, nagpa-follow siya ng syntax for the library declaration. So example of which, keyword library and then the name of the library, and then keyword use, and then library underscore name that package, underscore name that package underscore, or yes, underscore parts. Yan. So ito yung mga syntax na pina-follow natin if we are to declare a library. So tree package, these are basically packages usually that we are needing in the design. So we have the IEEE, the standard underscore logic underscore 1164 that is being used from the IEEE library. And then we also have standard from the standard library. And we also have work from the work library. So ito yung usual package na ginagamit natin. So their declarations are as follows. Library IEEE, use IEEE that standard logic underscore 1164.all. And then another library, library standard. So again, use standard that standard.all. And then library work, use work.all. So the library standard and work are made visible by default. So there is no need to declare them. Only the IEEE library must be explicitly written. In some cases, if you're using other simulator, minsan hindi na siya talaga readily available. So you have to type them directly. Kailangan mo siyang gawin. Sasadyain mo talaga siyang i-type. Pero yun nga, advantage ng Silence ISE, ginagawa niya na yon for you. Meron pa siyang suggestions ng mga libraries na pwede mo pang gamitin if you would like. And then again, i-redefine lang uli natin yung entity. It specifies the input-output pins of the circuit. Just like the library, it also follow a protocol or syntax rule, diba? So ito yung kanyang syntax. Again, we have the keyword entity, and then space, the name of the entity, is port, and then we end the entity name. So inside dun sa port, andun na po yung port name, colon, signal underscore mode, and then signal type. And then, yung ating mga signal modes, ano po ba yung pwede natin gamitin na single mode? So, pwede tayong gumamit ng in, out, that is the commonly used signal modes, bidirectional in, out, and also buffer as well. And then the signal types, yung common na ginamit natin ng last time, standard logic, pero we can actually use bit, and then pwede rin tayong gumamit ng integer. So the name of the entity can be basically any name. Etong nilalagay dito, pwede naman kahit anong pangalan, except, syempre, BHDL reserved words. Kapag nagamit mo yung BHDL reserved words, natural, mag-e-error yung ating program. So this is a typical example. So the name of the entity here is NAND underscore gate, and then web ports AB. Ayan, then dineclare natin siya as input bit, and then yung X natin dineclare natin as output bit. Di ba yung ginamit natin nung before in standard logic, then out standard logic. So this time, ginamit naman natin yung bit. So pwede rin naman po yun. You can use this one kung ito yung preference mo. Pero yung generated kasi ni Xilinx ISE by default standard logic, kaya yun na lang yung ginagamit po natin for simplicity purposes. And then as per the symbol, familiar na naman tayo with this one, so no need to further discuss kung anong operation ng NAND gate. So let's now proceed to the most important part of the BHDL part. So the architecture that contains the code proper that also describes how the circuit should function. So similarly, meron din siyang syntax na kailangan i-follow para malaman ni BHDL na architecture na to, syempre meron siyang hahanapin architecture, and then hahanapin rin niya yung begin-end kasi nasa loob ng begin-end yung content ng ating architecture or yung code proper itself. So architecture, then the name of the architecture, that is typically behavioral in our case, of the name of the entity is. So dito, pwede kang mag-declare optionally kung meron ka pang kailangan i-declare in this one. Usually, mga internal signals yung mga kailangan mong i-declare on this one. Pero kung hindi mo naman kailangan ng internal signals, pwede mo namang ilabas siya as part of the port declaration itself. Then dito may ilalagay yung ating code. So again, it contains the two parts, the declarative part, which is optional, where signals and constants are being declared. So aside from the signals, the internal signals that I'm referring to, pwede ka rin naman mag-set ng mga constants. Diba ginagamit naman natin yun even in Verilog, yung parameter. And then the code part, which is the code proper itself. So again, this is an example. Architecture A of NAND gate is begin end, and then i-end po natin siya with A kasi that is the name of the architecture. Then we follow NAND blocking statement X less than or equal to A NAND B. So ito na yung ating whole code. After nating ma-process kung anong ginagawa ng library, ng entity, ng architecture, so binandle lang natin siya all together. So here the library IEEE use IEEE standard logic 1164.all, and then andito yung ating entity, the name of the entity is NAND gate, and then andito yung ating architecture, the name of the architecture is A. And then ang next topic natin is all about data types. And then ito yung sample generated lang natin na NAND gate. So ito yung generate natin using Xilinx ISE. Ayan. So, in here, ang ginawa lang po natin is, yun nga, instead of the standard logic, ang ginamit niya dito ay in bit and then out bit. But the rest is as is. Thank you.